So one of the biggest problems that guys have, I used to have this problem myself, is the what do I say dilemma. So you want to talk to a girl, but obviously it's more difficult than just that. You got to come up with, this is what you're thinking. You have to come up with something that's going to be interesting, something that's going to be funny, something that's going to be entertaining, something that's going to make her remember you, right? No. That's not actually how it works. That's what I used to think for a long time, and I used to rack my brain trying to figure out, like, okay, let's look at the situation. What's going on? What can I say? How can I make this funny? How can I make this? That's the worst thing you can try to do, is try to be funny, entertaining. Unless you're just naturally like that and that's just in your bag anyways. Like, if that's not in your bag, stop it. Just, you know your bag. You know how you have good conversation with other people. So just translate that and bring that to her. If you're an intellectual guy, you take you being intellectual and you bring that to her. It's not about what you say. The actual words of what you're saying don't really mean anything. You can talk about literally anything. And like, I hear people used to say that to me, and I would just take it as like, okay, well, anything. So and it would honestly made it worse to think I could say anything, because like, now I don't know what to say. Like, there's too many options. But when people say you can say anything, what they really mean is, like, everything is acceptable. Everything that you're saying is acceptable, because none of it really matters. It's not the words that matter. It's the interaction on like it's more like on a, not a spiritual level, but more on a instinctual level. That's more what's important here. It's more important that whatever conversation you're having is flowing, rather than it being a technically good conversation or a funny conversation or intellectual. Like, if there's comfort there, if there's like a normalcy, that's probably what you really want to search for in the conversation. Try to make it a normal conversation. You don't want it to be like, I mean, if it ends up being phenomenal and great and wonderful, cool, that's better. But all you need is for it to be a normal conversation. If you can hold that normal conversation and the girl can develop a level of comfort around you, that's what you're looking for. That's what you want to develop. And you want to, if it's a girl you can see multiple times, like you work with her, or maybe you do a class once a week or whatever it is, and you can see her more than once, then you have that normal conversation. Then you have another normal conversation. Then it kind of grows and it develops. But you want it to be normal. It can be as simple as, like, let's say you're at work. You can complain about the customers. You guys complain about the customers. If you can complain about the customers this time, complain about them next time. If you guys are flowing, the conversation is normal, it feels natural, just keep doing it. That's gonna build. And at the bottom line, at the end of the day, she has to like you first anyways. So really what you're trying to do is not mess it up by up the conversation and up the flow of conversation. You don't want to make it weird, because then a situation that could have been good is now going to be bad. So realistically, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to make her like you. She's going to either like you or she's not going to like you. That's first and foremost. But what you can do is not mess it up by being weird or creepy or awkward. Just be normal, completely normal. If you're funny, be funny. But don't be funny, be yourself, because if you're funny, you're just being yourself. But if you're not, and you're just regular, normal dude, just be a regular, normal dude. If she likes you, the comfort she gets from the normalcy of the conversation is what is going to make her develop you guys' relationship. So don't worry about the actual words you're saying. I'll give an example. One thing I always talk about, like, dating. I always talk about, like, my dating life and ask them about their dating life. That's something I used to always do. I think it's really good because it gets you in the mindset of, she's being vulnerable to you about her dating, you're being vulnerable about your dating, so it's like you guys are connecting on that level initially anyways. So it kind of skips over the transition. Because if you talk about, like, let's say you guys have a favorite sports team and you talk about the favorite sports team, and it's cool and she's getting the normalcy and she's like, okay, I like this guy. One of you is gonna have to make the transition into something else. But if you're talking about dating, then you're already kind of in that world, so the transition's a little bit easier when you guys start talking about you. But yeah, talk about dating. You went on a date last week, cool. Like, don't think, okay, I like this girl, I should tell her I'm single, I like this girl, I blah blah. None of that matters. You like a girl, you guys are having a normal conversation. Oh yeah, I went on a date last week with this other girl. It's not gonna deter her. It's not gonna make her be like, he's taking, he's voting. No, if she likes you, it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's gonna make this happen anyways. Is if she likes you. You can't play the very very long game and just kind of stick around until eventually, like she's just like, well, I'm always with him. I'm always hanging out with him. Why not? But you don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy that she liked anyways, and then you just were the guy that didn't it up. So it was a natural change. It was a natural progression into you guys getting together, as opposed to, you know, you just being the last option. You don't want that. So you talk about dating over time, eventually she's gonna get very comfortable with you talking about dating. Even if she talks about, you know, oh, I want to date with another guy, blah blah blah. If you really like her, then I would stay away from that. But if this is just someone you're just trying to like get to know, and that's not gonna make you crazy or, you know, jealous or whatever, then talk about dating. Boom, you guys get comfortable, hang out, and what's gonna happen is gonna happen. If she likes you anyways. Alright, so don't worry about what to say, just think more about like, okay, is this flowing? Is this normal? Is this comfortable? Is this a comfortable conversation? Is this something that I'm feeling the pauses, I'm feeling the awkwardness? Is this something like where I'm performing? I wanna hit on that too. Don't perform. Don't be a performer, because then you're just entertaining, and it's like, oh, anybody's gonna want to talk to somebody that's entertaining. That doesn't mean she likes you. It's honestly better if you're just normal, almost boring, and then she still wants to keep talking to you. That's a better sign that she actually likes talking to you, and it's not just the fact that you're entertaining. Alright, so don't be entertaining, don't be weird, just be normal, make sure it's comfortable, make sure it's flowing, and if she likes you, you won't up, and things will progress naturally. Alright, so now that you're no longer worried about what to say, just go out there and say something. Make it happen, alright? Let me see y'all.